Hey, this is Shiraz just giving you a heads up that when energy shifts, I yawn and I cough. So you're going to hear that in the video. And just giving you the heads up, I'm not sick. I'm not tired. That's just how it goes. So here we go. Enjoy.
I I want to tell you that I'm a little bit too suspicious about everything, and I have the feeling always that it is like a raw, like everything is raw, and I am a little bit suspicious about everything, and this makes me paranoid, and I get paranoid really easy, and I found somehow that I have made friends around me at work or in other circumstances with people who are also like a little bit paranoid or a little bit suspicious or a little bit distant, not very warm, like cool, like very cold, and um, I have some underlying maybe opinion that there is some kind of an engagement or something that is engaging into me to be interrupted from work or from like government watching what I'm doing, and like what I don't know. And this is what makes me like really I have anxiety, and I want to get out of this, and I want to like break through, break this somehow out of this shell, this paranoid shell, this, just being absent and being more engaged.
Well, whose story is it that you should be suspicious of everything?
um this is my story, definitely this is my story, and it's a cozy place, and I like to be in control of what's going on, and because it is so much chaos around me, and I don't know, it's like, a child when he's playing with the buttons of a keyboard, and he cannot exactly know what the next button will do because he doesn't know. So the child is afraid of pressing any buttons because he doesn't know the outcome of the next thing that is going to happen. And this makes me somehow shy, very distant. I don't want to come closer, and just be engaged in, just to relax, and
Okay.
you know so
So
this is
it's interesting the story you chose about a child being afraid to hit the next key on a computer because most children I know will just go smashing keys everywhere and not care. Let's just see what it does. So
I
the
re-
the story you've got, it does not feel like it's yours. So are you willing to step out of the story that you have to be suspicious of everyone and everything?
yes.
Ow, that's not coming up as a real yes. A lot of resistance on
Yes.
that. Saying it louder doesn't make any difference. So if you aren't suspicious, will you lose control?
Yes, I really am,
Okay.
that I lose control, and if this makes me lose control, I will lose from some other end, or there is something else triggering that I cannot foresee, and then there's something else, and I cannot see that thing, and then there's a whole charade of things from one end to the other.
Now, it's interesting because you're worried about not being able to see what's going to happen. When you travel from one place to another, do you have to foresee all the traffic patterns, what people are going to do, who you're going to encounter?
I cannot foresee everything. I bump into people that I didn't see for 20 or 30 years. I don't know.
And is it
Things happen.
things
Yes.
happen. And bumping into someone you haven't seen for 20 years, is that a horrible thing?
No, no, it's not.
So not knowing everything that's going to happen can actually end up in very cool experiences.
Yes.
So the the thing to realize is that the opposite of control is not chaos. When you allow yourself to get out of control, you get into harmony with everything that's going on, which means that you may not know what's going to show up, but it's going to show up in really cool ways. But when you're trying to control everything, you're actually creating restriction and limitation in your life. You can't create the best life possible for yourself if you're trying to be in control of everything.
Yes.
So are you willing to destroy the belief that you need to control everything in your life?
Yes. Because from what comes from this control is something predictable, and from this you can plan, and there's a lot of stuff that is coming from there. But we can also have to plan for things that we don't foresee. And as you posted on Facebook, nobody 5 years ago could have thought that this is going to happen this year in 2020.
Yep. Where will you be
So
in 5 years?
it was in nobody's plan that this will happen. And yeah,
Yeah.
so what do you see yourself doing in 5 years from now? Who knows?
So, and I put that up as a funny statement, but what's amusing to me is my life isn't actually that different than what I had planned. So, as much as funny as that thing was, it's not actually true for everyone. So, when you're the more and more you get into harmony and into flow, the easier it is to see what's going to show up. You won't get all the hows, but you'll get the what's. Right? So you'll decide,
Yes.
well, this is, I'm going to live in a great house with a wonderful view. And, the house could be in um, Florida, or it could be in
Orangeville or
Bermuda.
in Berry.
Like, yeah. But, so you don't know exactly how it's going to show up, but then, because you're in harmony, you know it's going to show up. And so that's where you want to be, is just in that knowing this is going to work out. My business is going to do better. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to find a great relationship. You don't know how it's all going to show up, because the how is part of the fun. Discovering the how is one of the most fun, joyous, playful things you can do in life. And if you are going to be in control of everything, you're actually cutting that out of, oof, that's hitting it, cutting that out of your life. Are you willing to destroy the belief that you can only be happy if you're in control?
Yes.
Oof, that shifted a little bit and stopped. Okay, so what is your idea of what life looks like when you're out of control?
It is surprising, and I have to invite myself into a little bit of chaos, and be not so afraid. I don't know. That's the thing that blocks me. If I just am okay with everything, and I go along, and there is a sense to this, and it's fine the way it is, then I accept it, and I invite more chaos gradually, I guess.
Okay. But again, see this, your mind goes strictly to chaos. You're going to invite more chaos. Right? So with me, I don't see a lot of chaos out there. There are like some surprises, but for the most part, everything's in flow. So you still have this belief that there's just going to be chaos if you're not in control. And what are you afraid of that you think you need to have control?
It's you know, the job, me being focused on what I'm supposed to do, and being over time seeing, let's say I'm working on a technology, on uh, me being a witness to the changes that emerge, and uh, so that I can talk to someone in 5, 10, 15 years from now to what the technology was and where it is heading towards, and seeing, if going for, I don't know, messaging, for cloud technologies, or wherever life throws me.
Yeah.
Just know what the trend is, and see how it exactly is going, and just have a logic into it, so that I can make sense out of it, and I can figure out my life accordingly.
So you need to know what all the trends are.
At least the trend where the technology is going, where I will work in the future, or in the near future,
Okay.
IT.
So you need control to oof, you need control for the sake of your career. Is that what you're saying?
um, um, more focus on the things at hand that I have planned for my next 2, 3 weeks, for my next month, for just more focus on this, and more going into it. I think I need that. Yes.
Okay. So while you can have focus on something, if you can focus on something without the need for control, then when things show up, you just adjust and you go with it.
Right.
And
Yes.
then when things show up, you're just like, oh, that showed up, and now I'll deal with it. If you're in control or trying to be in control, when unexpected things show up, there's a bigger emotional reaction. You go into frustration, you go into fear, you go into anger, sometimes confusion.
Yes.
But with flow, it's just like, oh, so that's happening now, and it's a
Yes.
lot easier.
It is. Yes. Yes.
Okay, so are you willing to destroy the belief that you need control to make sure everything goes right?
Yes.
So I'll give you an example of what can happen when you step out of control and step into harmony with things. There was one day that I got a call from my assistant, and she said, "You haven't done this work that is due now, right? Well, today, in any case." And I'm like, "Oh, geez, I completely forgot about that. It slipped my mind. I didn't write it down." She goes, "Well, it has to be done today." And so I said, "Okay, I'll get it done today." And my first thought is, okay, I'm going to have to pull in a lot of extra hours because this work has to be done. Plus, I've got all these clients to see. And but I was just like, okay, so that's what needs to be done. And then within the next hour, 3 clients called to reschedule because they couldn't make it that day. And I'm like, oh, isn't that interesting? So I didn't go into control and say I got to make people reschedule. I just said, okay, that's what's going to happen. Let's just adjust. And then reality adjusts to make things easier. And
Right.
that's when you know you're really in flow. And there's no forcing, there's no pushing. You just like, oh, okay, this is what's happening. Let's adjust.
Right. And the universe uh, helped you in that day, and you worked with it
Yes.
towards.
The universe helps me every single day. Right. And when you get to that place that you know it's all going to work out, no matter what it looks like in the moment, it's going to work out, then it will work out. It has to, because the universe always responds to your inner thoughts. It's just a
Yes.
matter of getting to that place where you know, oh, it's going to work out.
Right.
Okay. So, are you willing to destroy the belief that the opposite of control? Sorry, are you willing to destroy the belief that without control, there will be only chaos?
Yes.
Okay. How are you feeling?
I feel good.
Cool. All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hey, this is Shiraz, and if you made it this far, please click like, and if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel. And if you would like shifts like the person in the video, subscribe to our monthly magic program. The link is in the description. You will get monthly coaching as well as emails going out to help boost your vibration, your wealth, your success, and as well as a lot of other perks. And remember, be well, be aware, and be magical.